Well, good day, race fans. We are live for Chase Race number 5 in the USA Trucks Chase for the Championship. And today we are at Talladega for the Perrier 266. Starting on the front row, you've got Matthew Fastenot and Trevor Walker. Our points leader right behind them, the 90 of Tom Kourting and the 9 of Alan Malcolm. Then you've got third in the points, Atlee Weiss with Gavin Gray, who was our last winner on the super speedways. Then we have the 87 here of Guido Piano and the 50 of Tim Kourting. But give me just one moment here, guys. I think we'll be able to get James in the booth, it sounds like, so just give me one brief moment here. Check. Okay, let's see. Still showing. Turn off camera. There we go. Slight holding pattern, folks. We will have James in the booth here shortly. I believe he's probably getting his gear set up as we speak. So that'll give us a little bit of time here to kind of go over what we've got going on here this evening here at Talladega. Rolling into Talladega, Tom Kourting is our points leader. Andre Stefan second by 21 points back. And then 40 points back is Atlee Weiss and Chaz Chadwick tied for third. Then you got Jordan Walker exactly 41 points back in fifth place. Those are your closest competitors for this championship after we left Twin Ring Motegi from last week. With the chase being halfway done already, there's about 200 points still up on the board for grabs, meaning no one is technically out of the running, but it's getting harder and harder for the drivers, let's say 10th on back. And if you look at 10th place, you've got John Hagan, Matthew Fastenot, who's on the pole here tonight in 11th, Chris Harvey, who's had a rough couple races in 12th. Then you got Alan Malcolm, Kyler Sestre, Bradley Ream, Trevor Walker, which is completely a shocker, sitting in 16th, Jeffrey Gerald, James Reddick, Cash, and Zach Armstrong in 20th.
All right.
Hey, there
Hello.
we go.
Hey, Jacob, you got me?
I got you.
All right.
You got my, did it share screen up with you?
Yes, it did.
Perfect. I just had to do a quick double check on the stream that was actually coming through loud and clear.
Yep, you're coming through all clear on my end.
Alrighty. Well, and I was just at Tim Kourting in the starting lineup. And so how have you been lately, James?
I've been doing all right. I just got done running the HTL Truck Series at the Milwaukee Mile.
And a certain someone else in the series on this side ended up winning tonight, didn't they?
Oh, yes, he did.
He's going to be fighting for this Dubby chase here in the NASCAR USA Truck Series as well. He's got a bit of a climb to make, sitting 10th in the points, but right there in the Budweiser truck, John Hagan, he ended up winning an HTL competition here today, so that's a pretty good way to start off the evening.
Yeah,
I
he
don't know.
basically he did. Yeah, I ran with him a little bit. I had an all right day.
I was having trouble. I was at work and I was trying to log into the stream, and I don't know if AT&T was having troubles or what, but no matter how much I tried, the stream just would not open up. So, but no, that was cool. I was glad to find that out. So this right here is our, I want to say probably about 9th and 10th. Then behind that we've got Alan Chavot, who actually came through the qualifier to make the main event here tonight. John Brinker, Jordan Walker, Cash, Krista Cower, Lynn Farrell, Jakov Rosevich with 32 of Belafon. Chadwick starting kind of deep in the field here tonight. Dave Steele, he could go off and get a win here tonight as well. He's usually a threat on these super speedways. You're probably not very familiar with most of these trucks out there right now, are you, James?
Some of them, but not a lot of them.
I'll try to give you as many refreshers as possible. Andre Stefan's definitely one we're going to want to keep our eye on here in the Cornflakes truck. Sitting second in the points. You got Joshua Gaiman there. And then Chris Harvey with David Bird and Jack Ross at the very back.
I'll be remembering. I always remember the ones that start at the back.
They've been in it long enough, you'd think they'd start to move up to the front.
You'd think so, but I mean, they do find their way up there. They're just not, for some reason, they're not very good at qualifying.
Well, and part of that too, I feel like starting up front at a super speedway is just as bad as starting at the back.
I don't know. Personally, I prefer starting at the back. I feel like you can just kind of ride a lot easier. You don't really worry about what's going on all the way at the front. You're just focused on keeping the draft.
Right. And you've got clear track behind you. If you see that the situation in front of you is getting out of hand, you can kind of let up and just hold back.
Yeah, as long as you hold on to the draft, you're fairly well safe.
And the green flag waves and we're off and rolling here. Honestly, tonight it's going to be like all the super speedway races in NR 2003. It's like a conveyor belt. Fastnot and Trevor Walker at the front right now. So I did a thing on the initial start for this one. I did some testing last night, and I wanted to make sure that I got the right aggression rating. You wouldn't believe what I ended up finding out. The lower the aggression, the more likely they were to wreck.
Yeah.
So the higher aggression, they're kind of going wide out, but they're less likely to wreck. So I set it to 110% on the aggression factor.
Oh, you set it for the highest aggression?
Uh-huh.
You should have set it for like the I like with super speedways. I feel like 90, 95, somewhere in there is good.
Yeah. The only thing I started to notice once they got
Gives them
towards
gives
the
them room for error.
right. No, once they got to the end of the long 100 lap run, they would usually get strung out to the point where there's only like 10 trucks on the lead lap at 70%. For whatever reason, when I set it up to 110%, the AI would not make mistakes on pit road, and we would have basically the entire field still on the lead lap. So we'll see. Tonight could be an experiment and a half, but I'm really just hoping for no more no more experiments, you know? We've been on a rough couple races as of late.
What's been the average for cautions lately?
On the tests that I ran,
Yeah.
they would make it about 19 laps without a caution. And usually
Okay.
they would get one caution or two, but no more than that. So, and we'll be on top of DQing any driver that's got substantial damage that could potentially hinder the field. Krista Cower there up to the front. And Jakov Rosovich in second, but then you got Chaz Chadwick all the way up to third here in short order. 3 wide for the lead. See, this is a huge opportunity for Chadwick to try and stretch out or even just get into this fight. He's third in the points right now. But Tom Kourting has been hard to beat as of late. Al Bunch to the lead now with Kyler Sustre in second. Wonder, holy cow, they're up to 213 miles an hour. It's like I bumped that aggression all the way up to max, and they don't even, it's like they don't even have a restrictor plate around here. Man, isn't it majestic just seeing the 3x3x3 all the way through the field there. Looks like our points leader kind of has the idea running at the back here right now to try and avoid any unnecessary chaos. Tom Kourting at the back right now is John Hagan to the lead. See, it's hard to commentate for super speedway racing because the lead's going to change just about every lap. That's a given. How you feeling about the Kourting brothers getting towards the championship end here, James? You there, James?
My bad.
No worries.
I said I feel like they've had a mix of luck as of late. We haven't seen them really running up front as much as they usually are. It seems like they're in a bit of a slump for some reason. I'm hoping maybe they'll come back towards the end here now.
Well, you got to imagine that pressure is just like, it's like a, you know, like a boiler, a pressure cooker. It's the game is on right now and everyone's playing.
Well, and you got to think about all the extra pressure that Tim has on him. with the straight championships he's had.
And even you look, some of them, it was just, yeah, like you said, bad luck, because they were running up front and a few of them, and then they'd get tangled up in something not of their doing. I feel like Tom Kourting's been able to ride his bonus points that he accumulated through the regular season, meaning, you know, that made the regular season all that more important for him. So looking,
Yeah, that's how I feel as well. I feel like when it comes to the chase, he starts out a little slow. They both start out a little slow, and then towards the end they really pick up.
well, we just had a caution there. We're going to follow them back to the green as they race. But it looked like Amp Me Person might have got turned there. We made it here to lap 10, so pretty good, decent green flag run to start the race here today. Fastnaut is going to get the pass here from Roach. Roach taking the lead at the line, leading that lap to the caution flag. Yeah, there's Amp Me Person, all right. One of the few involved in the wreck, it looks like.
It's like a good bit of damage. Oh!
Oh no!
Was that both of the Kourting brothers?
Hagen's in it. Tim Kourting is in it. But Tom Kourting right there, if you can see my mouse.
Right there right there in the Animal Crossing's car.
Yep, so let's see if we can get a different angle here, perhaps.
Oh man, who's that gets lifted into the air?
So this happens right in front of Atlee, who sits third in the points. Amp Me Person just gets...
Oh no, it looks like Tim might have gotten a bad bump from Josh Gaiman.
TV2 perhaps? Yeah, that might be a better angle.
Dalton Scott gets some good air right there from John Hagen.
Yeah, right there, bam. At the speeds they're going, it's hard to say that their trucks will be okay after that kind of damage.
Do we get like a hood or some sort of cam behind from Josh Gaiman? Because it looks like he kind of gives Tim a little bit of a shot there. Oh no, that's what happens.
Kind of a glance.
Yep. Glancing blow from Hagen set off that chain reaction there.
Yeah, so that's just Talladega in a nutshell right there. Unfortunately, about three of our title contenders involved in that one.
Well, and we were just talking about how the Kourting brothers have had some really rough luck here the last 4 weeks of the chase.
Yeah, no, it's been a trial of tribulations. It looks like Tim Kourting's
gonna keep going, and he's gonna have some significant damage to that truck, though.
I've never seen the truck up on the jack that long before. That's kind of different. Don't know if we have... Okay, we've got 3 retirements. Hagen, Me Person, and Gaiman. The 14 is 1 lap down. But it looks like Tim Kourting wants to try
and roll off.
And maintain.
And he's going to beat the pace car out, too. So he's going to stay on the lead lap.
Impressive. That's a Days of Thunder-esque move right there, if I've ever seen one.
Do you think he just asked for the high gear?
Yeah, yeah. He might just wait till they, do that and just keep it in high gear as the rest of the field gets a head start.
Haven't quite lined up yet. Do we have double file restarts on, or are we going single file tonight?
Pace lights are on still, so we'll let the pace truck run its gambit here. We don't want to scramble its brain. I've done that before, taking a pace lap away, and then they don't know what to do.
Yeah, if you take away the lap too late, it'll do that. You almost have to hit it just as they're crossing the line, and you want to try to get that one.
So, in other words, this kind of gives us a little bit of time to talk about what's. It's been a very, I guess, pack. A lot of information dropped throughout the day today within the series. We've got our cup teams and stuff kind of starting to materialize with the formation of our 2024 roster. And there's very little that's changed so far. Most of it's the drivers that have decided to purchase over the teams that they've been racing for in the Cup Series. But it's been fun to have a lot of server life after we get closer to the off season here. It's kind of crazy. You'd think it'd be the other way around. Once you get to the off season, everyone kind of goes dormant.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's sort of coming to life as we get towards the end here.
I feel like a little bit of it has to do with the anticipation for next season, that people are getting excited for it. So no, I'm excited. Trucks, Bush, and Cup, things are gonna get, all the pieces are coming together like a neat little puzzle. So we're gonna crown a truck champion next week, but in 2 days we will crown a Cup champion for the Sylvania Cup Series. You got anything going on Thursday afternoon, James?
Thursday afternoon, I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to get back with you on that.
Okay.
But I might.
Well, it'll be like a 4-hour ordeal at Indianapolis. We might know who the championship winner is within 1 minute, or we might have to wait all 4 hours, but we'll just kind of maybe banter back and forth about it throughout the day if you're able to. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Green flag waving again here. A few less trucks in the mix. Roach at the front leading. So now this will start to really test the testing that I did run on the track here. If we actually can keep a large pack at the front of the field. Roach gets shuffled way high there. I like how Chadwick made a comment about Talladega. He said that this is the great equalizer. But it seemed contrary to what I thought at first of Talladega. I thought it to be the wild card, But I can kind of see where he comes from when he says it's the great equalizer, meaning it gives everyone a chance to get caught back up. There we go. Bradley Ream going down low there to make it 3 wide for the lead. See even Zach Armstrong, third in that bottom lane. He's dead last in our chase points right now. And short of a miracle happen, there's very, very few opportunities he's going to get to win this championship from 20th in the chase standing right now. He might, if he can win all 3 races at the end of the season here and the right pieces fall out just like he needs them to, he could still find his way up there, but it's a lot of moving pieces.
It's gonna take him a whole lot to get back up there. He has a lot of damage right now. So I don't think he's gonna really have the pace to do it. I think if he falls to the back of the pack there, he's gonna end up falling off the draft.
We had to go ahead and DQ the 14 here, as there is no way he's going to get up to speed. And that's going to be a sit and roadblock for mini trucks that are coming up on him. Yeah, Tim Kourting, he must come out of the pits or something. That 136 on his initial lap from the restart, 55.4. I hate to be the judge on this one. You still got these guys that are sort of maintaining speed. Yeah, I don't think for everyone else's safety, and I'm going to have to DQ the number 50, sadly. Not quite meeting adequate pace without the draft.
Unfortunate to see, but I did, we kind of figured that would kind of be the case. But on the other end of the Kourting brothers spectrum, Tom is leading the race right now, although he's about to lose that lead.
But still in the mix and still fighting for points on track, so plenty of racing, a lot that can happen. Really, these super speedway races, it's all about setting yourself up for the final five or so laps. Whatever moves you make, hopefully it doesn't put you in the wall,
Yeah, you gotta hope so.
'87 truck there going for the lead on the boss man at Lewis. Going to be kind of a pass of the baton there, as you see the 87 pass the 19. Guido Piano has been signed on to race that 19 truck full-time next season, as Atlee has formally announced his retirement from the USA Trucks. He's going to focus primarily on the newly formed Toyota Racing Development Motorsports, as he is venturing into a cup team as team owner. So, howdy, Zach. Howdy. I see you there.
I was just about to say, I believe an announcement was just made by the Kourting brothers about their cup entry.
Let's hear it.
They will be keeping their 3 charters that they have for sure. Driver lineup is uncertain at the moment. They will also be trying to seek a 4th charter, and they will be rebranding the team to Kourting Brothers Motorsports.
I like it. Like Kyle Busch Motorsports.
Or KBM for short.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
And don't boo me. Don't you boo me, people. I saw the writing on the wall and I took it. You can boo me all you want, but you know it was good.
Hey, now that Harvick retired, I think Kyle Busch is going to become my next favorite for at least next year and on. For as long as Kyle Busch is going to be still running. It's kind of a... I mean, he's the veteran of the sport, just like Harvick was. So, yeah, I could see a lot of Harvick fans possibly vacating over to being Kyle Busch fans, especially since he's racing for Richard Childress. I was kind of bummed when Harvick left Richard Childress. I I kind of got it because they brought in Austin Dillon, and there's a time when Harvick was like not really with it on their move to bring Austin Dillon in. So I kind of got it, but still, if it hadn't happened, he wouldn't have went to a Ford, and I've grown up in a Ford family, so it was pretty cool to have Harvick in a Ford there at the end of his career.
Not to sidestep you, but I believe you were telling us that cornflakes machine was going to be one to watch at the start of this race.
Definitely, it's a out of the about 14 races, 15 races it's contested this season. It's had 13 top 10s. So that's been a stout season for Andre Stefan. Kind of a sleeper. No one saw it coming. Here we go. Zach Armstrong going low there, alongside his boss man in the 40 of Bradley Ream. We've seen this before. Tom Kourting gets to the front and leads many laps. If he leads a lot of laps here today, he could secure that bonus for leading most laps. And we've seen him shuffle to the front multiple times now. He'll lose it, but he'll come right back and get it. The way they're running right now, we're probably closing in on some green flag pit stops if we get to about...
Well, I was just about to say, we just crossed the quarter-way mark here.
So I'm thinking they'll probably have to make green flag pit stops around 35 to 40. And that'll throw us a curveball. Part of me, though, wants to throw a competition caution if they get to that point, so we're not getting drivers that lose the draft. But we'll let it roll.
We'll let it ride out. I think they'll sort it out somehow.
That's really what I found out when I adjusted the strength up to 110%. Pit stops seem to be a no factor on them losing the draft, which was weird. Because you know how most, the AI would always slow pit or long pit. Whatever reason, this setting was the best for avoiding that.
Yeah, sometimes things just hit spot on and everything works out.
And I'll probably jinx this by saying it, but this is probably the nicest Talladega track that I could find. It's the night version, which obviously doesn't exist in real life because they don't have lights at Talladega. But the action, it's pretty constant. I mean, we've seen very few mistakes with these leaders, and they're just driving their butts off.
Well, yeah, we see Tom Kourting got shuffled all the way, I'm going to assume, outside the top 10 here.
There is a hairy situation forming there 4 wide for about the top 5, top 10. Atlee making the most of it here, getting into the top 5 and about to be top 3.
4 wide. That didn't work well last time when they funneled into the corner.
Unfortunately, that's Harvey that stuck up on the way high side there. Might have kissed the wall just barely. Still keeping it clean for now, but I would not want to be in that 4th groove on the outside. There's a name you don't see take the lead very often. Alan Chavot in the number 97. And
yeah, he's had a pretty solid day all day. I think I've seen him majoritively in the top 10 here all day long since the start.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. There we have...
There it is.
That's probably going to be the big one right there. I don't see a green truck coming through yet. Yeah, Tom Kourting made it through. Looks like Tom Kourting made it through. Yet again, we'll race to the line here. Well, that's going to time it out just right so that we don't have to have green flag pit stops Probably, at least for this run.
Well, and I think that's what we saw. I think people were trying to shuffle their ways around so they could come pit this time.
And racing back the line, it looks like Jordan Walker going to take the lead here. Oh, they have a lot of mangled up trucks now. That's a different place. I have not seen them wreck coming out of turn 4 like that. Was it turn 4 going into turn 1? Might have been going into turn 1. Which we did see that.
Yeah, I believe it was going. Yeah. Oh wow.
But it started right in the middle of the front stretch, kind of towards the turn. Yeah, the 4 as well as the 40 involved in that one. I wish there was better camera angles at times. This is prime wreck territory and we need the best camera angles. We'll try the helicopter for this one.
Personally, I like the helicopter for things like this.
4 wide. Yeah, Dave Steele Jr. Brian DeBlanc there in the yellow 85 had nowhere he could go to get out of that one.
What the heck happened to the Subaru there?
98 of Krista Cower. And she's had a solid season too. Oh, she just kind of got ping-ponged around there by the 32. She almost had it clear, but the... Oh.
Yep, she just gets ping-ponged there. I feel bad for her. It looked like she was going to make it through, and then... just unfortunate.
Okay, yep, so too much 3 wide there. And so many of your chase contenders watched as it happened right there in front of them. 22 comes back up, clips the 40. 12, I think, might have had a good, clean travel through that.
No,
Mostly.
he did not.
Yeah, he slowed up, but it still took some damage.
Yeah, but it looks like for the most part he got through it scot-free there.
Let's try watching from Tom Kourting's cockpit on this one. This is still probably the hardest thing. You've got to be listening to your spotter this whole time, knowing where the wreck's happening, what line to take. Then you see that other truck come flying back onto the track. It's amazing it didn't take anyone else out with him.
I don't know why. I was just staring at that 15 car, waiting for it to get, like, yoinked out of existence.
So there we have it. That one actually might not have been that much bigger than the first one. 15 ended up getting some damage somewhere along the way. Wonder if there was a mishap on slowing up.
Yep, looks like it. No, he had a crinkle nose before that.
Had to come back down to fix it, so it even further back. Yeah, it was coming onto pit road here. You can see runs into the 45.
Wow. Ooh, that's gonna do some damage to two of our
Shoot, the 97, it all started right. I wonder if there's something wrong with the 96?
I think the 96 had a early pit box.
Oh, yes. We do see pit mishaps once in a while, but that unfortunately...
Yep, he had a really early pit box, that's why.
56 took some damage on it. That's our guy second in the points. Looks like Tom Kourting was able to minimize the damage on the pit stop there.
Definitely slowed him up a little bit, though.
1 minute, James. Okay, I'm back. Had a
You are
cat.
back, just in time. We are just getting ready to get back to the green flag here.
There was a bit of a cat fight outside, so I hope my cat Rory is alright. She's limping, but she's back inside at least, so. We're going to have to keep an eye on who to kick out after they suffered damage. Looks like we're down to 29 trucks left running. Wow, we lost a lot of trucks in that wreck.
Yeah, we did. Wow.
So,
We'll try to cover that when we
get back, yeah.
when we get back to green here.
Well, we've made it close, 35 laps in without losing half the field. So close to halfway.
I got a feeling we found our first one there. Whoever that is in front of
the 41.
I'm quoting it.
It's a shame for the 97. They suffered so much damage that they might be out of this race now too. We were seeing them running up front, leading laps. It's just the way of Talladega. So Matthew Fastnot leading the 96, even though got rammed into heading to pit road, still running second. So David Bird with a good run here. You got Chadwick and Weiss there flirting with the top. Well, they're in the top 10 now, probably looking towards the top 5 here shortly.
Doesn't look like that bunch with Tom Kourting that got held up very long. Seems like they managed to keep up with the front pack there.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch here as Andre Stefan is now wounded out there. James Reddick leading over Jack Ross. And there we have Tom Kourting back into the mix here with the other two championship contenders. I must say, it has been an impressive recovery for Chadwick. Not looking like he was going to even make the chase, but then to go on and put together the string of runs that he's been putting, it's going to be one of those championships that go all the way down to the wire, I believe. But Tom Kourting is going to continue to make it harder on the rest of the field with these good runs that he's been putting in too. He's just consistent and avoiding, like what Tim Kourting had today, the total meltdown races. Crazy part is,
Tom Kourting seems to be, once we've hit the chase between the Kourting brothers, he seems to be the one that is having a better time here.
well, and we dig a little deeper into it. Tim Kourting ended up winning 6 races in the regular season, but did not win the regular season championship. As crazy as that sounds, he won half the races in the season, but it just shows you how his other finishes were just out, way out of the picture. I've never seen a championship season like that where a driver wins the most races and does not win the regular season championship. Well, Chadwick shuffled to the lead for a brief moment, but the field behind is fierce and not given any inches as he got hung out to dry there, just like Tom Kourting. Okay, we're going to have to start.
Just before that, I was about to say, I think we're probably done seeing cautions here.
We're going to have to keep very close contact with this group and send them packing if necessary. Eventually, they'll start to be a problem for our leaders. In turn 2, exiting turn 2. Wow, they're still doing good enough. So Jordan Walker leading the way now.
I think now would be a good time to try to get to that list.
Which list?
The list of retirements after that big one there.
So earlier in the day, we had the 61, 13, and the 88 wrecked out. Then we had to DQ the 14 and the 50 for damage that held their pace up. This last wreck that we just had come back from caution on, the 98 of Krista Cower unfortunately sustained damage to retire. 85 of Brian DeBlank, 17 of Jack Davis, the 6 of Roach. Roach had led at one point in the race, out of the race now. 27 of Philip Leeds, the 4 of Zach Armstrong, the 48 of, I believe, Luis Rodriguez, and the 0 of Jack Ross. 48 was, yep, I got that right. Luis Rodriguez was actually transferred out of the qualifier to make the main event. Still have a pretty stout field at the front here. About 15 trucks still fighting for the win here tonight.
Well, and some of them were part of that big one just a little bit ago.
Right.
So it's even more incredible to see some of them up there. I mean, and we also have Tom Kourting and some of the others that sustained a little bit of damage during coming to pit road.
And plenty of title contenders still in the mix here. Alan Malcolm looking to capitalize on the good finish, possibly. And then you got some non-chase contenders, like the 20 here of Gavin Gray, who won at Ricky Raceway to start off the chase. Seems like he's got a knack for these super speedway races. And looking to take the lead away from his teammate, which, believe it or not, they finished 1-2 at Ricky Raceway. Him and Alan Malcolm there in the 9. So Trevor Ventures
They may work together again this time and sort it out so the 9 can get the win here today.
Well, and their boss man's in the
this play
mix
out.
too, I think. The 21, I see the 10 of Jordan Walker right there. Trevor Walker, trying to eyeball. Yep, right there at the very back in the black and gray red truck. So all of Trevor Ventures here in the mix tonight. Yeah, this to me feels like the race that we've been missing here in the chase push that we've needed so desperately. I feel Ricky Raceway was decent. Didn't provide us with any headaches or misery. But it kind of went downhill after that when we went to the second race. Which I gotta jog my memory here, go back and look. After the Ricky Raceway, we went to Charlotte. The Coca-Cola 300 was a Wreckfest nightmare. Which the only way I could explain it was perhaps the truck physics did not agree with the track. I've ran that track with the Cup for so long that it's never done anything like that. And the 56 now in the way. We're going to have to throw him out. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and throw the caution.
Get everybody else bunched back up again.
Yeah. Perfect timing. So we got to make sure that 56
Give the rest of those damaged
gets
cars
out of the way.
Give the other damaged trucks a chance to come back down pit road again. And
I'm sorry, Andre
Maybe
Stefan,
damage.
but this might be a bad race for you here. Second in the points. He's gonna have to get DQ'd for the day. These three were not showing any signs of, nor is the 97 of Chavot. Al Bunch. And the 78, John Brinker. Nice part is I do have better cautions enabled, so they will ghost if they're not on the racing surface. So they'll ghost through the trucks and avoid making collision. But like what happened, they were coming to pit road and they weren't ghosted yet, so that caused some front end damage on a few trucks. See, the 32 there might have suffered the same fate, being a lot further back in the running order where it got ping-ponged up. Yep. So just a little bit of chaos, which most of those are the DQ'd trucks anyways. 41, 78, and the 15.
yeah, it's all because the 86 has such an early pit box. So it checks up the whole field there.
But what we've seen, it doesn't look to really ruin their trucks completely, so.
No, it just turns them around.
The 12 and 32, though, do retire from the damage that they took coming onto pit roads. So Harvey and Belafon are out. Leaves us with 21 trucks left running. Half the field now. But it's going to be the fast
race.
Halfway. We're down to half the field.
So is this just a last man standing type of deal, or?
We'll see. I'm going to turn one pace lap down so we don't have to stay under caution too much longer here. We'll get back green on lap 51. So, halfway here, and hopefully all are enjoying the race. It seems like we've had a pretty standard Talladega race. We've had some good racing, though, too. Mostly our title contenders, except for Andre Stefan and Tim Kourting, who have been knocked out. You still have points leader Tom Kourting alive and well. The 10 of Jordan Walker still out there turning laps. 9 of Alan Malcolm. And the 16 of Jeffrey Gerald. Bradley Ream involved in that second caution today. He's worked his way back up into a top 10 position. You can even see a little bit of a crinkle on that left-hand side. Very subtle, but there is some damage there, it looks like. David Bird kind of surprising us, keeping it alive here. James Reddick, Chaz Chadwick, Atlee Weiss, and Kyler Sustre. Did I miss Trevor Walker? Oh no, 21, Trevor Walker's still out there. He's very, very back right there. Okay.
All right, 21 cars and 50 laps to go.
And if anyone else falls off the draft, I'm just going to kind of bloop them out because we don't need any more people to get tangled up in unnecessary wrecks. So we'll see real quickly in about 3 laps who's not with it.
I think the only one I'm concerned about is the 74 right now.
Me too. We'll see. It might surprise you. It might be like a Kevin Harvick deal with that truck. Currently up
It's not
to...
looking that way.
'22 is impressive. Dave Steele Jr. trying to keep with the draft. Trevor Walker really needs to get by the 74 there and catch back up with the draft at the front. There we go, Trevor Walker closing the gap now. Well, unfortunately, that 74 is going to hold up some fast traffic, it looks like, that could still be in the mix. Yeah, let him fall naturally, maybe. Yeah, the damage has been done now. They're getting around him, so... This group can still catch up, I think, though. Look at that, the 77. These guys are up to 215 miles an hour. It's impressive how fast they're flying around Talladega. I forget. I wonder if I actually went into the track INI folder and switched it to unplated, because it's crazy. 215 miles an hour. One thing's for certain, whoever walks out with the win here tonight will definitely feel like they earned it. Fast Knot just barely off the draft now. That truck's still going to be fast enough, so he's going to have to hope for a caution to come out and maybe save him.
I got a feeling his day is done after that.
Well, and his truck ain't damaged, so I'm gonna give him free gambit, because when they catch back up, he would fall back into the draft and actually...
Right, and then you could just give him his lap back once the caution came out.
Right.
For whatever reason.
Which, that reminds me, I probably should enable green-white checkers just in case. Where is... See that trick I did there? I have to get it in exactly the right pixel of the corner of the screen so that my start bar does not pop up when I go down to the bottom.
That's actually a really good idea.
The only way I found that NR 2003 does not crash is you have to play it in windowed mode. I've known some people that have that problem where they'll try to stream, and if you try to minimize or move out of the game, it'll crash 100% of the time on Windows 10 or 11 or whichever it is.
Alright. I'll have to try window mode then.
And the nice part is you can put it in 1920 by 1080 window, which is usually the size of your typical screen anymore. And so it's a window that fills up your entire screen anyways, but it allows you to do all that like I did there to actually move the screen, enable green-white checkers if need be. I can even go to Discord for a brief moment, and I don't like testing that because I'm sure it would probably crash if I leave the game for too long, but yeah, the more you know.
Yeah, the more you know.
I'm impressed with Bradley Reams still in the mix here after him and Zach Armstrong got wrecked during the second caution. Dave Steele Jr., I think his truck damage has finally caught up to him as he lost the draft here. But he might have a dancing partner in the 09 of Fastnod if they get together. Wow, they go way low. Atlee goes way low there. One of the tests I ran last night, they actually wrecked at lap 97 of 100.
So you never know. We could end up seeing a green-white checkered finish.
Uh-huh. Chadwick keeps cycling back up to the front here. I'm wondering if he's really just testing it. He gets to the front and then can't maintain it. So he's kind of playing, kind of like, I don't know what a good adaptation of explaining.
I think he's just trying to test the waters to see how long it takes him to get up there.
There we go. That's a better way to put it. I was trying to think of like a game or something. It's like he's playing Plinko or something. He'll run right to the front, drop to the back, and then try it again. See what works best. Obviously learning what he's going to need for that last push at the end of the race here.
I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Here we go. There we go. 3 wide for third on back. Trevor Walker moving into third here. Going to try to fight with Cash for that second position. Got a stout push there from behind. The 40 of Bradley Ream. Part of that chain, you got Chadwick, Ross, Sestre, and now Guido Piano, David Bird, and James Reddick. Kind of single filed out there to get a good push on that inside line. Cash holding the lead. Trevor Walker not able to close that gap yet. Chadwick now moving up to third here. Dumps the 40 of Bradley Ream. That puts Chadwick up to third. Sestre up to fourth. Ooh, Chadwick wants more. Trying to take second away from Trevor Walker. At this point, Chadwick knows that his competitors that he's fighting for the championship here, it's going to be harder to get points that they won't be able to get. Tom Kourting still fighting for win. Could totally throw Chadwick a curveball here. Needs that 90 truck to not win to keep in the talks for the championship. However, a little bit of help did come to his aid here tonight. Tim Kourting fell out. Andre Stefan fell out. So Chadwick most likely going to leap over Andre Stefan with a good finish here today. Tim Kourting's going to continue to dig a deeper and deeper hole in the championship battle. And after tonight, with only 3 races left, you've got Calder Park tomorrow. And then you got Brooklands, which I'm not 100% sure that track has been tested yet, so very subject to change. If Brooklands doesn't work, we'll find another road course that can match or come, something that'll work. But for all the marbles at the end of the season, they will go to Darlington for the Southern 300. And knowing now who's in the fight, I do think we're going to see a very spirited battle all the way to Darlington here in this USA Trucks Chase for the championship. We do have an interesting entry for Calder Park tomorrow night, where Chaz Chadwick and Ewan Whatarmy had scouted out Australian talent of Nate Newman. So they'll have Nate Newman racing at the Australian track tomorrow night in the number 15 All-Star seat. This is just the beginning of big moves that are coming for Nate Newman, as Nate Newman has been signed on to a cup ride in 2024. Atlee Weiss saw the talent that was there for the taking, offered him a ride for Toyota next year, and that's where he'll be. He'll be driving for Atlee Weiss in Toyota Racing Development. Kind of a shock addition. You didn't exactly see much from him, but became a very high talented prospect, and a few teams saw what they could get, with him at the wheel. So it'll be fun to watch Nate Newman tackle the Cup Series next year. We are down to 32 laps to go here at Talladega. We have not seen green flag pit stops for these guys, so down to only 21 trucks left running. There's no telling if we're going to make that or not if we go to green flag pit stops. Still easily 18 trucks here with a chance to win it all tonight. Like mentioned earlier, it's going to feel that much more coveted if they can pull off the win here at Talladega. They truly earned it. Stayed alive, kept out of trouble, fought for every lap tonight. James Reddick taking the lead here with a good push from Trevor Walker. David Bird on the third inside row there. Kyler Sestre and Guido Piano, Jordan Walker, Cash. And it's impressive when you see the single file form, and then it breaks up really quickly into double and triple wide all the way through the field. There is too much on the line here to let them spoil the race tonight. So sadly, they're going to receive a DQ for the race. And the rest of our lead pack will still get to fight for it all the way to the finish here. 16 trucks, all with a shot at winning it. At one time there was 42, now there's only 16. But it's 16 very, very fast trucks. If you even do the... No, not quite. If you look at their fastest laps, not very many of the fastest lap trucks are still running as they all got tangled up in wrecks. David Bird, though, third fastest overall. Green flag pit stops are upon us. So this will be our one and only round of green flag pit stops tonight. As
But they just got back in just in time then.
Green flag pit stops are upon us, it looks like. I went ahead and DQ'd the others at the back of the field just so that we didn't have to potentially risk spoiling what we got up here. Because we got a good race on our hands.
Yeah, I like that idea. Let them sort it out up here.
Yep, Cash now coming off pit road after making their pit stop. What'll be ideal is if everyone manages to come down pit road at exactly the same time. There's not enough trucks to split it up into groups.
Well, and we could very well see that happen where everybody just kind of splits off. But I don't think Cash pit when everybody else pit.
Yeah, still no takers this time by either. Yeah, unfortunately for Cash, that's going to get them so off the pace that they might not even rejoin the draft once they all pit.
Just depends on how things get spread out.
So Guido Piano now at the lead. 55 there of Dalton Hayes. That's kind of a surprise front runner. Okay, here we go. About half the field pitting. 87, 00. Teammates pit together, the 19 and the 87. Here comes the 96 of David Bird, so it's going to be probably about a perfect split. You just do not want to lose the draft in any format here. You got 4 green windshields there, all of these chase contenders sticking it out for one more lap. It's going to be tight because right now it's at 24.
That other pack was a bigger one, so I think these guys are going to be in a little bit of trouble when we get back to resituated here.
Well, they're going to need everyone to come. It looks like all but the 9. That 9 is not going to be a happy camper. Alan Malcolm missed the
memo there.
Man, it's going to be close, though, because 24 laps, I don't know if they'll be able to make it. This might actually be the right stop here if we go back and see what the pit window is when they were last on pit road. So 48 to 76. That's 28 laps. The other guys that came on lap, yeah, it's not going to be much of a factor now that I look at it. It's roughly 30 laps, so they're just in the window.
Yeah, I think it'll be tight. I think if we have green-white checkers, some people might need more fuel, but other than that, I think it's going to be alright.
Wow, Reddick came out with a stellar pit stop there. Let everyone out off the pit road. Kind of hung out to dry right now, but maintains the lead here. Going to lead a lap. Oh, Alan Malcolm. I was shooting him down saying there's no way he would make that work. He comes out with the lead, and here's the rest of the group.
He might be up to pace.
He's going to miss this first group. It might be dropping back to the second group once he gets up to speed. But yeah, really, we're into about 2 packs of trucks now. Maybe 3. Ouch, the 90 of Tom Kourting got shuffled way back. Trevor Walker even worse. That was from, I believe Walker was the first one to pit. Or Cash was. Cash was the first one to pit. So Trevor just had a bad pit stop through and through. Now these two are interesting. Jordan Walker and Chaz Chadwick, if they can stay hooked up here.
They might be able to find the pace to catch up, start closing that gap a little bit.
Well, and there's going to be some lap traffic that'll slow these guys up too. If you think about it, the 19 has quite a ways to catch the 21. But in 20 laps time, that could happen. Or, 15 laps before the end of the race.
Well, and we could still see another caution. There's enough cars right here to have a caution.
But here's the too early analysis as they're running. The 18 would actually beat who he needs to beat here tonight in the 90 of Tom Kourting. And he'll gain points on both first and second place. The only thing that he won't gain on is the 19 of Chaz Atlee, my bad. 19 of Atlee Weiss, who is tied with Chaz Chadwick right now. But all signs seem to be pointing towards Tom Kourting getting about a 15th place finish or somewhere around that area, unless we have a caution that kind of gets them all caught back up. Yeah, they are catching that 21 at a rapid pace. He is now exiting turn 2. Oh, that's turn 4. Never mind. Wrong again. Man, they're just just slow enough that they're not closing that gap.
It looks like they're going to need these other 4 cars that are right here. But I don't think either of these groups are going to catch up to each other.
So within the... oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Nope, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, within the chase, we've seen half and half when it comes to chase winners winning and non-chase contenders winning. So even like Gavin Gray won the first chase race. Then we saw Chaz Chadwick, title contender, win the second race. Race 3 went to Noah Hobson, who is a non-title contender. Then we had Jordan Walker win the 4th race. So it's kind of an equal split as to, you know, whether or not we'll see. And there's a very high possibility when you've got the likes of Guido Piano there, the 77 of Lynn Farrell, the 55 of Dalton Hayes. They could all get it done here today. And don't count out David Bird. I mean, that would probably be a tremendous victory for that team who has struggled through and through. One of the true veterans of the USA Trucks, desperately looking to get that first win. What did you have? What were you going to say, James?
I forget what I was going to say now.
No worries.
Shut up for that.
Well, we are closing in on 15 to go now. Kind of single filed out here. 3 wide for the lead, almost 4 wide for the lead.
Looks like the 9 saying, no. Yeah, I don't know about that, guys. I don't think that's such a good idea.
Yeah, they're acting like it's the last lap of the race already. I'm glad you tuned in. David Bird turned in just in time to see the 96 truck up in the top 5 now. It's looking good for the 96 truck. Very, very good run. Alrighty, here is the lap traffic that we were talking about.
This is where things get interesting.
So is it going to be enough to help the 18? Yeah, they're 7.5 seconds back, so they're going to need a momentous. Yeah, that ain't going to help them. They blew right by the... Well, the 21's actually kind of merged in and holding his own right now. Definitely not very damaged, so he's still got good enough pace to maintain them. See if that other group caught up or not. No. Still 3 individual groups running. Atlee to the lead, Alan Malcolm in second. Then you've got Lynn Farrell third. David Bird fourth. And our championship battle is definitely going to tighten up here tonight, especially with Atlee putting in a good run, gaining points on Tom Kourting. Chadwick might have been able to get some more bonus points that we didn't count for. So he could still make up some points even with a 11th place finish here.
Well, and it still feels like we might still get a caution here.
Yeah, these guys are racing very hard at the front. That's an impressive move from the 96. He's actually staying high, and it looked like at a moment he was going to gain some ground on the leader. But that inside line, much more preferred line to go. Still sticking it pretty solid there in 4th. He wants to go high. I don't think that's the right move. Oh, it kind of juked out the guys behind him, though. Sorry, Cannon Gage, you weren't able to qualify for the race here tonight. Still having to make it through the sprint qualifiers. So, unfortunately, the 8 truck did not make it, but no, rest assured you'll see the truck in much more racing action next season. I have some plans for that 8 truck. I've got plans to make sure that 8 truck actually is a front contender with the rest of the field here. So it's just keep tuning in. We've got a hot rod waiting for you. Man, we are really dwindling down to the end of this one. Only 9 laps to go now. Could you imagine? I don't want to jinx it. I've loved testing the jinxometer, but imagine if the entire 9 trucks here at the front all wrecked at once. That would be insane.
Right at the line there.
Especially if they wrecked on the last lap coming across the line. That would be pretty cool. Do a true Davey Allison like at the All-Star race where he wins the race but has to come home into victory lane on the wrecker. David Bird having to deal with the lap traffic there of Trevor Walker. Atlee Weiss to the front. So everyone at this moment is trying to shuffle to get in the right position to work their way to the lead on the last lap. Oh, there we go. Down goes David Bird to the bottom line with 7 laps to go now.
That was a big shuffle around there, though.
Nice part is seeing all these green windshields at the front of the field. Here we go. And then the one non-green windshield there up to 4th now. Could see something happening. Don't want to jinx it. I don't want to jinx it.
Don't forget Dalton Hayes up there, too, in the 55. We don't see him up front a lot.
Right? Whoa, Atlee was right there. There just wasn't enough room.
Looked like he was just going to send it down there for a second.
Okay, David Bird's going to reset, kind of recoup here. In the meantime, it's Kyler Sustre in the lead with Lynn Farrell and Guido Piano going 3 wide for the lead. Guido Piano now takes the position with James Reddick pushing him there. It seemed like Atlee Weiss was just leading last lap, got shuffled out, and now here he comes up to 2nd. Not quite sure the AI's mentality here of going with the high line. That just seems foolish. Why you wouldn't want to stay down low. But perhaps they're not ready to get up to the lead quite yet. Maybe it's maybe a big brain move, knowing that with 5 laps to go, there's no reason to cycle to the lead yet.
You never want to be leading on the white flag at a super speedway.
See, just like that, Guido Piano led the lap, but now he's going to drop all the way back to 8th in the matter of basically 2 turns. Atlee Weiss, same treatment there. So there's a lot of chess moves going on right now. Everyone wants to move to the front, but they don't want to move to the front too quickly.
I've got my eye on that 9 car. Is that a car going lap down, or are they on the lead lap?
Nope, they're on the lead lap.
Yeah, they've been up down the field all night long. I've got my eye on them.
Well, and I wouldn't count Guido Piano out. I mean, he won his championship here at Talladega in 2022. And when everything was stacked against him, he came to the top and won it all at Talladega. 96 now turning to 97. We only have 3 laps to go now. David Bird back up to 3rd. Man, I've been rhyming on a fly tonight. Now up to 2nd. He's going to try to take the lead here. I'm thinking it's a little bit too early to... Wow, that's an impressive move. He did not take the lead. He just went low and kept that position. James, that was an impressive move, I must say. That was something. Oh, but Dalton Hayes has a little bit something else. Now is the time to buckle down. Get it. How in the world? This is the first time we saw them all single file like that. That was crazy. '21 is a lap down.
I'm wondering if the 96 might mount in one last charge here.
We've seen it where they can come from nearly 8th to the lead in 1 lap, so I wouldn't be surprised. And it's going to be lap 99 this time by, so it's still 2 laps to go. They aren't going to get the white flag until next time by. 9 of Alan Malcolm leads the way over Kyler Sustre. Atlee Weiss puts himself back into a good position here to fight for the win. You can see David Bird at the very back of the pack there. It's all going to come down to making all the right moves here at the end. No cautions, doesn't look like are going to come our way.
No, looks like we're going to take the white flag here.
Sustre to the lead with a push from Dalton Hayes. Guido Piano. Lynn Farrell. Atlee tries to cut down low there, but there is not sufficient enough.
Gap.
Not enough of a gap.
You said don't count out Guido Piano.
Right. It might come right down to the finish line at this one. Here comes David Bird. Looks like maybe going to be able to charge back to a top 5 finish here. In the meantime, it's the 87 running down the 55. The 87 goes low here. 77 of Lynn Farrell.
I think he's going to take it.
Lynn Farrell goes low. It's going to be a tight finish at the line.
But Guido Piano.
I think Guido got that one.
Right at the line there. What is the gap there?
0.03 to Guido Piano. David Bird does come home for a top 5. Not too shabby.
Dalton Hayes as well.
Ooh, Chadwick dropped all the way back to 13th there in the closing laps, but still finished in front of Tom Kourting. This comes right off of the announcement that they signed Guido Payano to a full-time ride next year, so seemingly the right move from Atlee Weiss to do so. And another all-star entry gets a win here in the chase. First it was Noah Hobson, and now it's
So who's your chase pick for next week? Because we seem to be on a bit of a pattern here.
well, we don't have to wait till next week. Luckily,
Oh, that's
tomorrow.
true.
Next race will be tomorrow. Honestly, it's going to be interesting to see Nate Newman in the 15 truck for Chaz Chadwick's team. Going to be running a road course, so it might be more of follow the leader tomorrow night. If I had to pick a chase contender, man, it's Alan Malcolm's been looking like a dark horse right now. He could get back into this. Atlee Weiss obviously is going to take second in the points. Chaz Chadwick will become sole possession of third, as that'll drop Andre Stefan likely to third or fourth, or rather fourth or fifth. Tom Kourting, he's going to be hard to beat coming down to the end here.
What did Tim end up getting credited with?
Tim, hold on 1 minute.
No, you're good.
Youch. Tim Kourting is going to end up with a 38th on the day.
Ouch. That is a rough day.
So he's going to have...
I got a feeling with a day like that, those bonus points are going to mean a thing.
But we'll get the points tallied up tonight. I'll get them posted on the server. But wow, I'm glad that everyone tuned in. It was a great race. Good way to finish the race here at Talladega. Yeah, I mean, half the field got knocked out either from disqualification or wreck, but still a good race.
Yeah, all in all, I'd say it was a solid race. Just super speedway racing, you know?
Right.
Once again, congratulations to Guido Piano there.
He is now 2 for 2 in the last 2 times that he's raced at Talladega in the trucks.
Is he our new Talladega king?
Possibly. You'll definitely want to see him on the field when it comes to Talladega each time. So, no, that's a huge, lot of moves, a lot of changes, and kind of be the cherry on top that Guido Piano gets to give the team a win before going back, full time for him next year. So what else you got to add at the end here, James? Anything else you want to add?
All in all, this was a really good race. I'm looking forward to hopefully if this week, if everything works out, putting in some little bit of testing time for the Busch series or whatever we're going to call it. But other than that, not much. Hopefully, I should be able to be on air with you tomorrow for tomorrow's race.
Sweet. It'll be same time tomorrow, so I apologize for the East Coast. It's midnight now, 9, 10, 11, 12. But tomorrow night's race, I think we will try to get it tweaked down to about an hour in length, so it won't be quite as long as it was tonight at Talladega. So thanks again, everyone. Congratulations to Guido Piano getting, I think now that would be his 3rd career truck win.
I believe so, yes.
So, great night of racing. Hopefully y'all can tune in tomorrow night. Have a good night and
And where are we at tomorrow?
Calder Park in Australia.
Ooh, road course.
Right. So there's actually supposed to be 2 of the next 3 at a road course, but I might throw in an oval, just to too many road courses. It'll get kind of lazy, kind of boring. So.
All right. With
Sweet.
that said,
Alrighty, everyone. This is Jakester and James signing out.